People, it is Thursday, March 23rd. The time is 3:50 in the afternoon. It's currently 5 degrees Celsius. And I'm just crossing the intersection of Yonge, where it meets College Street. And I'll be walking west here along College, through the Little Italy neighborhood, which is further up ahead. And I think I will wrap things up at College in Ossington. So we have a fair distance of walking ahead of us. And rush hour is underway here, and Thursdays tend to be the busiest day of the week now. A lot of people who work hybrid schedules take Fridays off, and most do come into the office on Thursdays. So no doubt the financial district is very busy right now. And we'll see how Little Italy is looking. It's a bit of a blustery day, and it was raining earlier. The rain seems to have stopped for now. And I think it'll be clearing up a bit more later on in the day. There's the Toronto Police Headquarters.
He's coming back here.
And before we get to Little Italy, we'll be walking past the University of Toronto as it fronts onto College Street for a few blocks. And I expect it to be quite busy going through that area. Bay Street. And I neglected to put on my glove before I began recording. So I might try to put that on without disrupting the video too much. Even with +5 temperatures, it's still a bit chilly on the hands after an extended period of time. I'm going to try to put this glove on with one hand. It's a bit tricky. All right, I think I did it.
He reads. Mountain.
It's been a while since I've done a pre-recorded video through Little Italy. I walked through the area during a live stream not too long ago, but I think we're due for a proper high quality walk through the area. So we're already passing through some of the University of Toronto areas and buildings along College Street here. This is a new one. Quite nice. And pretty soon, this old building will be demolished to make way for a second phase very similar to this, only taller. Here's the Mars complex. That is a medical research incubator. Here's University Avenue. Queen's Park just up here. Queen's Park Station. And more U of T buildings. And Southdown University Avenue. The CN Tower peeking between two buildings.
I'll go try if it's not there. Guys, там гостиная.
And very gusty winds right now. It's the awesome old Stuart building here on the left. Designed by the same person who designed Casa Loma, E.J. Lennox. And that has a pretty tall, rickety fire escape that I climbed one time in one of my videos. You can see the fire escape on this side. There's one on the other side, very similar, that I climbed. This is McCall Street. .506 Carlton. And this is looking up into the heart of the U of T campus. And around here there are lots of eateries for the students to partake in. Here's Beverly Street heading to the south and St. George Street heading to the north through the campus.
check? Okay, go sit at the stairs if you can't walk. Okay?
Another beautiful old building. This is a recent build here. They did a case of facadism with this old building, adding a new residential building on top, preserving the facade of the old existing building. And it's finally starting to see some action with the vacant retail spaces here. A new coffee and pantry bar opening. Sometimes it takes a while for these retail spaces to get leased. They do tend to ask for a very pretty penny that most smaller mom and pop shops simply can't afford. So we're almost through the U of T section. There's a branch of the Toronto Public Library. I wonder if I can take a peek inside. I walked past here one time. Saying I'd like to get a look inside, because you can see how nice it is. It's more than you would expect for such a unassuming building on the outside. I don't think I could have wandered around inside much, because I was being eyed by a security guard simply for walking in and pointing my camera upwards. Here's more retail, hopefully that will be leased, and another new development, or fairly new. You don't see too many Mr. Subs. Oh, it looks like this one is gone, actually. This Mr. Sub is no longer. Go-Go Grill will be opening up in this location. Are there even any Mr. Subs left?
All right, check it
That
out.
chain used to be everywhere. And then Subway sort of started replacing it as the main go-to place to get your subs. And here's Spadina Avenue, Chinatown, heading southward. Food delivery cyclists are literally everywhere. Nice shot looking south. Got the entertainment district skyline with the tower rising above everything.
And then this guy turns around and he's like, obviously not watching.
This is a somewhat gritty little stretch here, running for the next several blocks. This used to be known as the computer hardware district. Lots of computer shops. There's still some left, but there used to be a lot more. You can see Canada Computers still there. And here's a fairly new addition to the neighborhood, a T&T supermarket.
It wasn't even necessary to be both. Okay.
And we are about to walk past Augusta Avenue, which leads down into Kensington Market.
Leave my body.
That's all I saw. I said, yo, fuck. Oh, you got a big ass full of Florida.
Very old looking church here. And there's a bit of a tent community in front. Not sure how old this church is, but it looks definitely mid 19th century or so. And an amazing firehouse. That tower is really something else. No doubt it was the tallest structure in the whole area for many years. Nice mix of retail and restaurants all along the stretch. We're not in Little Italy yet. She Said Boom Books and Records. Little Italy is quite a bit more gentrified. To the point where it's kind of lost a lot of its Italian flavor. You can still find plenty of Italian establishments, of course, but it's just not quite the same as it was, say, 30, 40 years ago. It felt much more like an Italian ethnic neighborhood then. And a new development will be going here, replacing this old building. 13-story mid-rise residential tower. Replacing this bank as well, and replacing Sneaky D's on the corner of Bathurst. This is sort of a legendary restaurant and live music spot. And hopefully they'll be able to relocate elsewhere. So here's Bathurst Street. So this is where we officially start coming into Little Italy. Kind of an unfortunate situation here with these bikes. They had to remove these bike lock poles here, and I guess the bikes were sort of abandoned and locked up, and they had no choice but to just rip everything out, bikes and all. That happens oftentimes. You'll see a bike just sitting there for years sometimes. Snakes and Lattes, a popular spot to play games and drink coffee. Board games.
There's some change.
Sorry, no.
Bag it.
Well, that's nice, right? One of these days he might get a kick in the face. So we're coming into the heart of Little Italy. It's an old school punk rocker. Maybe the spare change guy will do the same thing to him that he did to me. It'd be funny to see how a punk rocker reacts to that. And I simply do not carry change around. I haven't carried change around for years. And there's a new location of Belly Busters, or Belly Buster subs. I was talking about Mr. Sub earlier. Well, Subway and Mr. Sub were all right, but Belly Buster, in my opinion, is the best submarine place in Toronto, and it's not a big chain. It does have a few locations around the city. It is a locally owned, family-run business. And I just passed Burrito Boys on College. And College in Clinton. Maybe the heart of Little Italy here, Cafe Diplomatico. It's a great place I've been to many times. Lots of character around here. Definitely still an Italian feeling in this part of the neighborhood. The Royal Theatre. Good Good place to catch some classic movies. And it's been featured in a few movies in its own right. And it looks like a new fried chicken place is opening. PG Clucks. Good name. And some vacancies. This neighborhood is always in a bit of a state of flux, fairly high turnover. And probably one of the best burger joints in the city. They have a few locations around town as well. See some of the residential streets here. Fairly dense residential neighborhoods with lots of row houses and other forms of attached housing, and some smaller old apartment buildings mixed in. The residential density in areas like this is pretty similar to that of Montreal's old Plex neighborhoods. Which are often touted as being the ideal due to their built form, but the actual population density of the neighborhoods in the two respective cities is almost identical. And at night, this is a fairly lively nightlife neighborhood as well. A lot of these places that are restaurants in the day become almost more like pseudo clubs at night. And the sun is making its first appearance of the day. I have a feeling I'm going to have to start unzipping my coat and hoodie fairly soon. There's the newly renamed live music venue that used to be called the Mod Club. Now it's called the Axis Club. and theater. But it's always been a popular place to catch some live acts. And some well-known names got their start playing shows there. Off the top of my head, The Weeknd, I think, when he was still a mainly locally known artist. Started playing his first sizable shows there at the Mod Club after he gained a local following. Nice older apartment building. You'll find buildings like that sort of dotted here and there throughout the neighborhood. And this building we're passing by has been derelict for years. I don't know if there's anything planned in the near future. Well, I see there is a development notice for a 6-story building, I think. It's hard to tell with all the graffiti covering everything. And up ahead is Ossington Avenue, and that's where Little Italy comes to an end. And then the College Street section of Little Portugal begins, although most of Little Portugal lies along Dundas Street to the south. But I'm going to wrap things up here at College in Ossington. I hope you enjoyed the walk along College Street, starting from Yonge Street and heading west out of downtown through the U of T campus and Little Italy. So leave a comment below if you did enjoy, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And also make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you won't miss any of my videos. And if you'd like to support the channel, there are links in the description where you can do so via PayPal, as well as via my merch store. And there's also a super thanks button right down below if you'd like to support the channel that way. And you can find me on Instagram under KContinuum. So thanks for watching, and be sure to keep checking back, because as always, I will continue.